Caterpillar, the world's largest maker of construction equipment, beat the analysts today and posted its first earnings increase in 7 quarters. The news pushed the stock to a 52-week high, making it one of the day's biggest gainers on the broad market average. CEO Jim Owens joining us now from Peoria, Illinois, with more on those first quarter earnings and the outlook for his company and the industry. Welcome to Jim. Also, our Zahra Burton has been covering news of Caterpillar's earnings today, so she'll join in the interview as well. So, Jim, first, let me ask you what factors led you to raise this year's sales and profit forecast?
Well, we're seeing a pretty good bounce in investor confidence around the world in terms of our customers, particularly those in the emerging market theaters around the world. We're seeing a very sharp economic recovery from the recession. The global oil and gas and mining industries, which are, of course, experiencing high commodity prices, and their confidence is coming back. And, of course, globally, credit markets are performing pretty well. So.
Can I just interrupt?
A nice bounce of confidence.
And can I ask you just talked about emerging markets a while ago coming back strongly, and I just wonder, is China's trying to cool its economy of a concern to you at all?
Zahra, you know, it's not really a concern to me. I just came back from an extended trip in the Asian theater. I spent a few days in India, a week in China, some time in Indonesia and Japan. And what we're seeing across these emerging markets, of course, the big investments their governments are making in infrastructure and in infrastructure improvement, coupled with mining activities pretty strong in these countries, and confidence is coming back. So we're seeing some pretty robust growth. Yes, China's growing more rapidly this year than is probably sustainable, but they're taking some steps to dial that down a little bit now. And we're not too worried about it. We think they've had an extended period of strong growth. It looks likely to continue, and it's pretty healthy economic growth and investments in things that'll help their long-term competitiveness. That's what's encouraging.
Jim, I'm interested in the financing climate. How much has bank financing helped spur sales for Caterpillar?
Well, as you might know, we have our own captive finance company, and I'm very encouraged by the fact that we have good access to credit markets, not only here in the United States, but in Australia and Japan and Western Europe. And we're able to borrow now at reasonable spreads again and pretty attractive rates, quite frankly, for 3 to 5 year money. And that positions us to relend that money to our customers and to finance their growth.
Jim, let me ask you about the small business mom and pop operation. How important is that? Because you just talked about financing, credit markets improving and that kind of thing, but the small business on the street, they're talking about difficulty in obtaining financing because borrowing standards have become so strict. What are you doing to help out that part of your business, and are you seeing that as a problem for your business?
That's a great question. Quite frankly, a lot of our customers, the large numbers of our customers, are small and medium-sized companies. A small contractor who needs to buy a backhoe or an excavator for his next construction project, we're very enthusiastic about lending to him, working with him. We loan, as you might know, we're asset-based lenders, so we loan against the machine. We get repaid on that basis, and we know these small and mid-sized customers, and they're a core of our Cat Financials business. The big oil and gas companies, quite frankly, don't need us.
And Jim, as you know, Caterpillar cut about 37,000 workers and contractors between late 2008 and the end of 2009. Caterpillar added, according to your earnings release today, 1,500 jobs since the end of last year. What is your plan for jobs added here going forward?
Well, we've got kind of two things going on here. First off, the larger number you report is reflect contract, temporary, consulting type employment that was working with us at the beginning of 2009. We actually had about a reduction of about 19,000 people worldwide. Our current expectation is we'll bring about at least 9 of those back this year, so 9 of 19. And I hope it'll be more than that. But certainly we enjoy hiring people and growing our business, and we're delighted to see that opportunity coming back.
So Jim,
I mentioned
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mentioned last week, I know the president's putting tremendous emphasis on exports. And I mentioned to him that we now expect our exports to be up about 65% on the year 2010 versus 9, which was a very depressed year. Just the export business will allow us to add about 3,000 direct employees back at Caterpillar, and somewhere between 9,000 and 10,000 at our suppliers, direct suppliers in the United States.
The CEO of Caterpillar.
This is going to help.
Jim Owens, many thanks for your time.